All right, guys, welcome back. It is week 3 of the NFL preseason. My name's Eric. In this episode, I'll be breaking down every week 3 preseason game. I'm going to try to do this in around 40 minutes or less. I'll let you know what I personally bet myself. And if you want to keep track of all my bets, follow me at Twitter, or if you want to call it X, whatever you want to call it, at Easy Money Wins or Free NFL Bets. So pretty simple tags right there, at Easy Money Wins or at Free NFL Bets. So yeah, I apologize to YouTube listeners last week. I had some technical difficulties. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this YouTube thing correctly, and then I'm trying to work on my audio for the podcast and obviously audio just in general for YouTube as well. So hopefully I can get that working this week and we can have a great show. So yeah, before we start with the games this week, let's do a season recap and last week recap. So last week I went 5-2-1. I added around 4 units of profit, and then on the season I'm 13-8 with 9.3 units of profit. I'm crushing it, guys. It's like 60%, 61%, something like that. I'm having a great year so far. Looking to keep it going in week 3. I probably won't have as much volume this week. I'm a high volume better, but I don't know, guys. Like week 3, I mean, it's the last week of the preseason. There's no more week 4 in the preseason, so this is the last week. You just don't know. I mean, flat out, you just really do not know what's going on. So I don't know. We're going to be cautious. I got one bet that I've already placed, and I'll talk through that. But yeah, enough of the intro. Let's get right into it. All right, so first game of the week, Colts Bengals. It's all backups. The fourth quarter is going to be Rocky Lombardi for the Bengals against Jason Bean of the Colts. That's most likely what it's going to be. I mean, Sam Ellinger, maybe he goes in the first half, I guess, and then after that, we'll see what happens for the Colts. For the Bengals, it'll be Woodside and Lombardi probably the whole way. I don't even think Browning will play. I don't even think he played last week. That's why the Bengals got absolutely whooped up in Soldier Field at Chicago. So, I mean, line's minus 6.5 for the Colts. I mean, I can't put my money on that, guys. I really can't. I can't trust any quarterback play at all from either team. Totals at 34, 34.5. Again, I don't know what I'm going to get. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of these coaches, sat all the starters last week. So, most of these teams are going to sit all their starters this week unless they feel like they have something else to prove. So, I don't know, guys. This might be a quick podcast this time. I mean, honestly, it might, because this is kind of going to be my answer for a lot of these games. It's like, I don't know. I really don't know. So, or it's just the spot is a little tricky and, I'm just not even going to go there with it. So, let's go to the next game. Chiefs, Bears. You got Bears -1 at Kansas City. And I looked this up. This is interesting. This is why I'm going to stay off this game. This game, in my opinion, feels like Chicago would take care of business and win this game. They had the better backup quarterback play. The offense has been in sync all preseason, even with the backups. But Andy Reid has not been shut out of the preseason, meaning he's gotten a win every single year and every single preseason that he's been with the Chiefs. I didn't go back to Philadelphia because I was like, I got like an 10-year sample size whenever he came over. I think he came over like 2015. So yeah, I got like a 10-year sample size of Andy Reid in the preseason, and he hasn't been shut out. He's lost his first 2 games. So this is a Chiefs spot, in my opinion. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to try to give a really good effort. Does that translate to a win? I don't know, because it's going to be Oladukin, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name for the Chiefs. Oladukin, the quarterback, and Ian Book. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to see Carson Wentz a whole lot, honestly. And then for the Bears, it's Ripien and Austin Reed. I definitely like Ripien and Austin Reed over the Kansas City Chiefs quarterbacks. So it's kind of weird, guys. I'm gonna stay off of it for that reason because history tells us, the Chiefs will probably come away with this win, but the spot doesn't always work that way. You got to have capable players in those spots to make it happen, and I can't trust Ola Ducon and Ian Book to get it done. So it's off for me. The total's 32 and a half, 32, and it keeps going down a little bit. Um, and it's crazy, guys, because like the unders went what 14-2, 14-2 last week, and I was talking up the overs like crazy, right? Last week, and I ended up not placing a single over bet. So I mean, it's I don't know, guys. Preseason overs, that's a slippery slope to try to tackle. I don't I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But this one in particular, the Bears defense gives up points this preseason. Like if you have an offense that is trying to go out there and or a team that's motivated to go out and win. The Bengals aren't motivated to win. So last week the Bengals going up to Chicago, like, that's not surprising. This week with the Chiefs, they're gonna come out trying to get this win. They want to get a win. I know that's being preached all week, this week in the locker room, the meeting rooms, and all that stuff. They want to get a win this week. So I think that equates to points. And I mean, all you gotta do is just get 20-13. That's the final score you need. To get up and over this total. I do lean over here. I might do a couple of more breakdowns, like just for myself, like just going over the games and doing my own research and seeing like, hey, am I going to be placing some over bets this week or under bets on the totals? So stay tuned again. Just follow me at Twitter. That's where I release all my official plays. Like right when I bet them, I release them at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. So just follow me there. That's like you'll get it as soon as possible. As soon as possible. You hit the notifications, turn the notifications setting on at the top of the screen on Twitter, and you'll get the play as soon as I tweet it. And I tweet those plays as soon as I bet it. I tweet out the plays. So just in case the line movement and whatnot, you'll get it as soon as I post it. But yeah, I might get there. I really might get there with some of these totals this week. We'll keep a close eye on. I do lean over there. I'm gonna take a look at that. That game goes tomorrow. And yeah, I mean just kind of the schedule this week. There's a couple games tomorrow. There's a couple games on Friday. A couple games on Saturday, and then there's even some on Sunday. So there's a lot of football this week. There's a lot of football this week. It's a good time. It's a good time of the year for sure. All right, next game. Let's go, Jags, Falcons. I lean the Jaguars, but again, this is like just a weird spot, guys, where I cannot trust. Just the Jags have won every week. The Falcons have not won. They're 0-2. It's in Atlanta. It's the first technically home game, I guess, or home showing, because it's still the preseason for uh, Raheem Morris and the Falcons. And, I expect them to come out and give a good effort, even with backups. But then it's tough because Mac Jones has been playing really well for the Jaguars. And he also has been playing almost the entire game. But then I also like CJ Beathard. If, Mac Jones doesn't only plays a half, I like CJ Beathard. So I don't know. The Jags have a lot of momentum. They've won 5 preseason games in a row dating back to last year. Falcons kind of look a little uninterested with just, their starters sitting out. And, they're going to sit out this week again. I think they sat out like 30 starters. 30 players last week didn't play. I don't know, guys. The total, the spread is what, +7? Yeah, +7. I don't know. I really don't know, guys, because it's Heineke and Paddock for the Falcons. I gotta stay off that one too. I really gotta stay off that one. You know what? Going back to that total angle, and the total's kind of high for this one, relatively, to the week. 35 and a half. I kind of like some points here. I kind of do. I think the Jaguars are a little content with themselves. I don't know if they necessarily come out here and play focused. I feel like the Falcons do. Um, I don't know. That's kind of tough. That's tough, guys. I'm gonna have to do some more research on all this stuff for the totals. All right, let's go to the next game. We got Dolphins Buccaneers. Same story again, guys. Bucks sat out. The Buccaneers sat out like 30 guys last week, all their starters. They're not looking to win the game. The fish, sorry, I call the Dolphins the fish. The fish have been battling. Um, and McDaniel is like really into the games. Like he wants to win. He's got Skylar Thompson and Mike White. I like those guys. I'm comfortable in the preseason with Skylar Thompson and Mike White. And then for the Buccaneers, it'll be Kyle Trask and John Wolford. Those guys have, last week they weren't too good, but in Cincinnati they did okay. And Trask is usually a little better than what he showed last week in the preseason. I lean the Bucks, but they're kind of uninterested. Miami has capable players. Bucks are at home. They already won a preseason game. I don't know. I mean, early money came. But this is also a thing, guys. Like early money and like what side the sharps are on and all this stuff. Like me personally, I used to get worried about all that stuff. Like where's the money going? Like, oh dang, all the money's going this way. My bet's over here, and I got a bad number, and I think I'm on the losing side because all the so-called wise guys, big money, syndicates are moving the lines. I used to worry about that stuff. I really did. But I mean, after I've been doing this and I've placed like documented and tracked my own bets, it's over 3,000. And so like, I mean, this is my passion, guys. Like I do a ton of research. I'm super passionate about this. I love doing this. And I've just come to find out that it really does not matter. Dang, guys, I got to figure out what's going on. So the YouTube, let me see. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna put it back up for YouTube. I don't know what's going on with this camera thing. I got to figure this camera thing out. Um, Dang, it's so annoying. All right, sorry guys. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Um, but yeah, the Dolphins +3. I lean that way. Even though the wise guy money's come on Tampa Bay, I don't follow that stuff anymore. I'll keep it short and simple. Sorry guys. Um, I don't worry about the line movement anymore. These wise guys, they lose 46 times out of 100. You can't be worried about the line movement. And sometimes, they move the line just to come back the other way. So, like, I really don't worry about that. I trust my own reads. I trust my own research. I trust my own projections. That's how I do it. It's worked out for me very well the last 3 years. I made a lot of money. So, yeah, I'll keep it at that. All right, let's go to the next game. 49ers and Raiders. I'm on the Raiders. I know it's not a nice, uh, fun, warm feeling pick, but that's what I'm on. They're plus. Oh dang! I think it went up to 6.5. So yeah, see, this is another thing. So there's a lot of money coming on the 49ers. Let me refresh it. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, so I got a bad number again. I really don't care. So sorry guys, I keep going back to look at my camera because I have no idea why it's not recording sometimes. It's recording now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the Raiders, I took +6. Now there's 6. Now there's +7s out there. You could get a +7. I think the Raiders win this game. 49ers, Josh Dobbs has looked really good. Brandon Allen is a capable preseason quarterback for the 49ers as well once Josh Dobbs goes out. And then the Raiders have Aiden O'Connell and Nathan Peterman. I don't think Gardner Minshew is going to play in this one. Nathan Peterman, they signed last week. He's been practicing this week, so he's going to play. He's going to get his chance to go out there and play. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Nathan Peterman getting out there. Again, just like the fourth quarter, him and Brandon Allen, going head to head, I really don't see that much of an advantage. I I think Aiden O'Connell comes out and tries to play better this week after, kind of having an embarrassing performance last week and then losing the starting job. And then also, the Raiders have not won in the preseason yet. Yeah, the camera just went out again on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to figure that YouTube thing out. Um. So yeah, I'm on the Raiders. I don't see a huge advantage for the 49ers to be laying that many points. They got their preseason win last week. I think it's just kind of like, hey, let's go out to Las Vegas and, kind of be relaxed. So, yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm on the Raiders so far. It's my only play this week. I got +6. There's +7 out there right now. There's +6.5, -105. That's what I would do personally. I'm trying not to even take -110 juice this year. I'm trying to take -105 or less. So I would take the +6.5. Don't worry about that half point. I can almost guarantee you it's not going to matter. Not because I think the Raiders are going to cover, but very rarely does the game come down to where the spread is exactly and you lose by a half point. Does it happen? Yeah, it does happen sometimes. But don't worry about it, guys, in the long scheme of things. And take this for somebody like me who's bet over 3,000 bets. Taking that juice, taking that extra half point, it's not a good strategy long term unless you feel very confident it's one of your top plays and you feel like you got a 57% chance or a little bit better to win it. That's the only situation. That's where I messed up last week with Tennessee. I took the -1. I'm still kicking myself over that. I took the -1 and I should have I've just taken the money line because it was my best bet of the week. And there was -120s out there. And then even closed them as underdogs. So, yeah, that sucked. That sucked, guys. But anyways, let's keep it going. Let's get through this now. The Rams and the Texans. Next game up. Texans quarterback play has been really good, even the backups. When you have Case Keenum basically finishing out the fourth quarter, that's a great situation to have. Or Tim Boyle, whichever guy. That's a pretty good preseason situation right there. Now, the Rams are probably going to have Stetson Bennett go out there and play the entire game just like he did the last two games. Rams have won both of their games, and the Texans have won both of their games. Let me see what the total is. I kind of like the over in this one. 34 is the total. I don't know, guys. I'm going to be really... it's week 3 of the preseason. I built up a nice little profit so far. I'm honestly probably not going to have that many bets this week. I lean the Rams to cover this, actually, and I lean it to go over. Stetson Bennett, he played the Chargers last week, and they were motivated. Dallas the week before, and they showed they've been able to play good defense. The Texans have not played great defense. Yes, they created some turnovers last week, but all three teams that they played against, the Giants, Steelers, and the Bears, they were able to move the ball on them. So I feel pretty confident that Stetson Bennett, even though he doesn't look great, people have been able to move the ball. Worse quarterbacks have been able to move the ball than Stetson Bennett. So I do lean the Rams covering here. Maybe the Texans winning. Who knows? But that's what I'm. It's weird, guys. It's weird. This whole week's kind of weird. So I'm off that one. All right, next game: Ravens and Packers. Let me check this. Yeah, see, it cut me off again on the camera thing. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with that, or I'm just gonna have to look at myself talk the entire time, which is just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. Ravens Packers. No starters played for Green Bay last week. Pratt and Clifford will be the quarterbacks to finish out the game for the Packers or play the entire time. Josh Johnson and Emory Jones for the Ravens. What is it, still +3? Yeah, it's +3. Yeah, I lean the Ravens. The Packers don't care about the preseason. But then the Packers, like, it's their first home game of the preseason, so I don't know if that means anything or not, or if that's being talked about in the locker room. It's weird, guys. It's another weird one. I'm going to be off of that game. I would lean under in that game, actually. Let me see what the total is for that one. 33.5, 34. I like that under. I kind of like that under. Maybe I'll get there with some of these unders, guys, or I mean over unders. Maybe I'll get there with some of them. We'll see. We'll see. Um, Man, some of these lines have moved today. Jeez, I'm gonna have to take a look at this, because the next game, Panthers and Bills. Maybe Andy Dalton's back. Maybe that's why this line went up for the Panthers, because now the Panthers are -4.5. But I kind of like the Bills +4.5. Um, I'm gonna have to take a look at that, guys. If Andy Dalton's playing, oh no, this is what it probably is, guys. This is what it probably is. Um, the head coach Canales, however you say it, for the Panthers, he said Bryce Young might play this week, maybe for a series or two, but still, that might be why the line's moving up. Um, so pay close attention to that. Bryce Young plays, line might go to +6. I mean -6. And I mean, it's crazy. He's only going to play a quarter at most. And then you're going to get Andy Dalton, which, I mean, Andy Dalton might be better than Bryce Young. I mean, let's be honest. Um, if Andy Dalton comes back and does play like a half, and then Jack Plummer, because Luden's gone. They got rid of Luden, or Luden. Jack Plummer will finish out the game. That's not good. That's not good for the Panthers. But on the other side, the Bills, I mean, gosh, Trubisky is so bad. Man, he's so bad. And then DiNucci's even worse than he is. So I can understand the Panthers, going out there and giving a really good effort, trying to win their first preseason game for their new head coach. But Sean McDermott takes preseason really seriously. So I don't know. Again, it's a weird game. I'm off for that reason. Bills are going to come out and play really tough. Panthers, I don't know what the heck's going on with them. I would lean. I don't know, guys. It's a coin flip in my opinion, guys. I have no idea. No idea. All right, let's get to something that I have an opinion on. It's the Steelers and the Lions. I will be on the Steelers first half, whatever that is. Right now, they're -6.5 full game. First half will probably open up like then -3.5, -4, -4.5. Might even get all the way up to -5. Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, had a quote this week, said that the offense had a meeting, that they need to finish with execution and go out with a bang before their first week 1 game in Atlanta. And that way, he said, quote unquote, so they're not second guessing themselves. So what that signals to me is Russell Wilson will be playing probably a quarter, and Justin Fields will definitely be playing this game, obviously, because he played like the entire game last time. I think the Steelers come out and they play really well in the first half. I think they win by at least a touchdown in the first half. So you get in +5.5 or better. I mean -5.5 or less in that first half. Definitely bet that right away. I will be betting the Steelers personally. It'll be a 2-unit play, and yeah, that's all I can say on it, guys. But yeah, the Lions, they'll play Sudfeld again. He's really not that good. Kansas City made him look really good that last drive last week, and I got a bad beat on. I lost my first half play on Kansas City because of that. But he's gonna come back down to earth. He's gonna come back down to earth. I think the Steelers, just even in general, I think defense. I think the whole team. I think Tomlin's like, no, we need to get a win. Let's go into Detroit and let's play really, really good football. So I think that's what's going to happen, guys, in that one. That will for sure be my second play of the week. All right, if you like the content and you like what I'm doing here, giving out free winners, free picks, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, follow me on social media. I like to interact with people, so yeah, DM me, all that stuff. Appreciate you guys. Next game, Vikings Eagles. Vikings Eagles spread is at basically a pick 'em. Basically a pick 'em. I want to bet this game, guys, but I don't know. The only reason I can't do it, I would do it if Kenny Pickett looked better this preseason. Because then there wouldn't be this whole controversy right now going on in Philadelphia where like Tanner McKee might beat out Kenny Pickett for the backup job. And even though Sirianni keeps coming out and he's saying like, no, Kenny Pickett's our guy. In terms of like the backup, the second string guy, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, Kenny Pickett hasn't been playing well the entire like training camp, practices, let alone the preseason game. So Tanner McKee looked better. I can't say he looked good, but he looked better than Pickett has. So just off that alone, if that's really a battle right there, that means those two guys are going to play really hard for the Eagles. And if they're going to play really hard, then I think they have a chance to win the game. Even though I like the Vikings backup quarterbacks a lot more than the Eagles, especially when it comes down to the fourth quarter and it's Tanner McKee versus Jaren Hall. I like Jaren Hall. I'm comfortable with Nick Mullins. If those two guys close out the game, I like that a lot. I like them better than Kenny Pickett. So I like the Vikings. I want to bet the Vikings. That Eagles quarterback situation just isn't very good, though. And then also for the total, 33.5. I don't know, guys. I can't. These totals are so weird. This game, again, I don't know how motivated the Eagles will be. That's gonna determine the whole entire thing. So I'm gonna stay off that altogether. All right, next game. Chargers and the Cowgirls. I like the Cowboys. I will be betting the Cowboys this week if it gets to -3. That -3.5 with juice on it. I can't do it, guys. Again, it's -115. I'm trying not to even touch -110 this year, let alone -115. So, we'll see. What I did notice last week is the closer the games got at the end of the week, these games were bet off the 3. There weren't a lot of games that closed at -3. It was a lot of -2s, -2.5s. Even some got bet down all the way to -1 pick 'em, and they started off at -3. So I think the only game that closed 3 last week were the Eagles and the Patriots. So this week, I'm going to be patient. I think there might be some Chargers money, maybe. I don't think that. In my opinion, I wouldn't bet the Chargers. They got the Luis Perez guy, and they got I think he's from the UFL. I can't even remember. And then the other guys are just so bad. The Chargers are really throwing out awful quarterbacks. And then for the Cowboys, Trey Lance is doing well. He's doing better, just like I thought last week where we won the Cowboys +7 in Las Vegas. So that's great. I like Dallas. It'll be their first home game, home showing this year. So I like the Cowboys to win this game. I like them to win by a margin again, probably by around the touchdown. I feel pretty good about that. I might even bet them -3.5 if I can get a good line, -105. I might just take the -3.5, but I'll probably wait till game day. That's a Saturday game. I will wait till then. Again, over under the Chargers quarterback situation so bad. I don't care how low it is. Let's just take a look and see what it's at. 33.5. I can't get there, guys. I don't know if that total. That's so weird. All right, next game is the Giants. Oh man, I want to bet the G-men so bad. The G-men. All these teams against the Jets, Jets. But yeah, it's bad quarterback play, guys. Golly. So the Jets scored last week basically off of 2 special teams plays set them up in good field position. Other than that, the Jets couldn't move the ball last week. So they got Adrian Martinez and Andrew Peasley at quarterback. Those will be the two guys that play a majority of the game. And then it's going to be Tommy DeVito and maybe Drew Lock. So if Locke does end up playing, one, I don't know how long he will play for. So, and that's really it. Sorry, there's no two. There's no two. It's really, is Drew Lock going to play? If he plays, is he going to play long, like into the third quarter? I don't think so. I mean, they were already cautious with him in general, and I think that's telling. I think that's telling. So, in my opinion, no, I don't think Drew Lock plays long, if at all. And the reason is this, because he bruised his tailbone like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago in the first preseason game. And then they sat him out last week, and he was throwing in practice all of last week. So, like, he could have played last week. But I think the situation in New York with the Giants is that if Daniel Jones starts playing bad or just being Daniel Jones, they're going to go to Drew Lock, and Drew Lock might finish out the entire season. He might look all right. He might play well enough to just, lead the Giants to a lot of wins. So I don't think Dable, the head coach for the Giants, wants to take that chance with Drew Lock getting hurt at all, because I think he realizes, like, I might need Drew Lock this year. So I don't want to take any chances. So that's why I'm off of it, guys. The Jets have won 2 games. The Giants have not won any. That's why the Giants are like probably -2.5 favorites against like basically pick 'em quarterback play. I mean, Tommy DeVito's not very good. And then you got Martinez and Peasley for the Jets. They're not very good. That's probably what's going to be the majority of the game. I don't know, guys. I keep thinking. I mean, that line keeps getting bigger and bigger. That's the only thing. I mean, -2.5 in the preseason. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. That's iffy. That's iffy. I liked it better when it was a pick 'em earlier in the week. But still, I can't get there. I have a nice winnings right now for the preseason going into the regular season. I want to keep that intact. I'm not trying to guess or reach or just go off of, oh yeah, this feels right, this feels good. Like, no, I'm betting stuff. I've been doing this long enough, or not even long enough, but I've placed enough bets and tracked enough bets that I know when the bet's a good bet to bet. Like a large majority of the time, I'm not placing bad bets, at least to my system, my projections, and I've won 54.5 of my bets over like the last 3,000 bets at like -110 odds or better. So, it's a lot of units, guys. I know what I'm doing, so trust me on that. I just don't see a distinct advantage. Even if Drew Lock plays, highly doubt he plays a whole half. All right, let's keep it going. Got the Browns and the Seahawks. Got 4 games left, guys. Browns and the Seahawks. I want to go with the Browns, but I can't get there with it, guys. I can't get there with it. I don't love their backups. And it looks like Dorian Thompson-Robinson's like on the trade block a little bit too. So like who knows like what's going on in his head. It's gonna be Howell and PJ Walker for the Seahawks. They've done all right. PJ Walker's still really bad. And that's why, and then, they've got their win already, but the Browns, they're 0-2. Not that Stefanski really cares about the preseason, but who knows? Maybe that's a factor. I think they got the better quarterback play in the fourth quarter, in the second half. I lean the Browns. I lean it, and the only reason I'm not going to get there with it just because the new head coach McDonald, he is really trying to win these games. He's trying to establish a culture. It'll be the Seahawks' first home game. I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, the other thing is like Deshaun Watson looks to play. He'll probably play a series or two. So that's why you see the Browns as like slight favorites there. I'm gonna stay off. It's kind of weird. I lean Browns. All right, let's go through the Titans and the Saints now. It's still kind of weird with me. I don't know how long Rudolph's going to play. I think it's like a similar situation to what I just talked about with the Giants, with DeVito. I mean, not with DeVito, with Drew Lock and Daniel Jones. I think Will Levis is going to have a kind of a short leash with Mason Rudolph. So I don't know how long Mason Rudolph's going to play in this game. Malik Willis is the guy who would finish the game for Tennessee, and he's really bad. And then on the other side, Rattler, I like him closing out the game for the Saints, but I don't know how long he's going to play. He didn't play a lot last week. I think he's going to beat out Jay Kaner for that, backup spot per se. So yeah, I'm off of that one. No good feel there. Let me take a look at the over-unders for the last two games. 37 for the Browns and Seahawks. Kind of like that under, guys. I might get there with that. There's a 37.5 out there, too. I mean, I think the Seahawks continue to play really well. And then the Browns, guys, I might get there. I'm thinking about this. I really am. I'm gonna have to look at that one because the Seahawks offense isn't very good. They're not very good. And then the Browns will be motivated to play well, but I mean, Tyler Huntley's really bad. I don't know. I don't know, guys. That's an interesting one. Same with the Saints, the 36.5. That feels a little high too. I might have to look at those two games right there. I might have to look at those two. All right, let's finish up the last two games. Cardinals at the Broncos. I do lean the Broncos, guys. I want to bet the Broncos. I'm probably going to be on the Broncos. Desmond Ritter's not very good for the Cardinals this preseason. He just hasn't been very good in his NFL career. And then Clayton Tune. I've liked what I saw a little bit from him week 1 in the preseason against the Saints. The Broncos have looked really good, but they might be a little too high. They played well the last 2 weeks on offense. I don't know if that necessarily carries over to their final game. And then they also announced Bo Nix as the starter. So maybe they take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit, and they're not necessarily playing as hard as they have been. And Zach Wilson, he looked a little uninterested last week when he was playing in the blowout. So the Cardinals have lost both of their games too. Now I'm probably gonna be off this one now that I think about it, guys. I mean, Ritter and Clayton Tune, I believe, are capable preseason quarterbacks. Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, how motivated will they be? I don't know. I think the Cardinals are going to be more motivated here. 3.5, I lean that way. Over under, I'm not going to get there. It's like 35. I have no idea just because I don't know how focused the Broncos will come out. Pats, Patriots, and Washington. This one's interesting. The Washington Commanders are 0-2 in the preseason under new head coach Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn's been a head coach before, so it's not like he's like looking for his first win ever as a head coach, And then he's already named Jaden Daniels the starting quarterback. They have really bad backup quarterback play in Washington. New England has a lot better backup quarterback play. All three of those backups are pretty good, or at least talented enough for the preseason to, make some noise. I'm staying off that. It's weird, guys. I lean the Patriots, but I can't get there with it. Same with the total. It's like 33. No idea. So, but yeah, that's the show, guys. If you've listened this far, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to share it, like it, give it a comment. I'm doing all this for free, and just because I like doing it too. But, my track record is very successful. I win at sports betting. I mean, just plain and simple. That's what I do. I'm a winning sports bettor. So if you want that free winning information every week, all I ask, just leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to my podcast, follow me on social media, and let's keep winning, guys. Let's keep cashing tickets. All right, I'll see you next week. Hopefully, I get this YouTube thing figured out. The camera on my laptop. I have no idea what's going on with it. But yeah, all right, guys. I'll see you next week.